Imagine being trapped inside a medieval castle. Outside the walls, an enemy army waits. The gates are locked. The drawbridge is raised. No one can leave. Hundreds of people are crowded inside the fortress, and every single one of them is depending on one thing: water. Without it, even the strongest castle could become a prison. No matter how thick the walls were, no matter how many soldiers stood guard, without fresh water, surrender was only a matter of time. That's why medieval builders became masters at collecting, storing, and controlling every drop. One of the most recognizable parts of a medieval castle was the moat. But it wasn't always the filthy ditch that movies like to portray. Many moats were connected to nearby rivers, streams, or natural springs. Water was carefully diverted into them. Its level could be raised, lowered, and sometimes even drained completely. Medieval engineers used wooden gates and sluice systems to control its flow. The moat slowed attackers, protected the walls, made tunneling far more difficult, but despite what many people believe, it wasn't there to provide drinking water. That job belonged to something far more important: the well. If the moat protected the castle, the well kept it alive. Some castle wells reached astonishing depths. Workers spent years carving through solid rock, hammer after hammer, bucket after bucket of rubble. It was slow, dangerous, back-breaking work. But once they reached groundwater, the fortress became far harder to defeat. Even during a long siege, fresh water could still rise from deep beneath the earth. Of course, not every castle was lucky enough to have a reliable well. So medieval builders looked somewhere else: the sky. Every time it rained, the castle went to work. Its rooftops became giant collection surfaces. Water rushed through gutters and carved stone channels, then disappeared underground. Hidden beneath courtyards and towers were enormous cisterns designed to store precious rainwater for weeks, sometimes even months. During a long siege, that reserve could mean the difference between survival and surrender. But collecting water was only half the challenge. It had to reach every corner of the fortress. Every morning, servants hauled heavy buckets across the castle, into smoky kitchens where meals were prepared, to the bakery, the brewery, the stables, the blacksmith's forge, where glowing iron hissed as it met cold water. Every loaf of bread, every horse, every fire, everything depended on the same precious supply. But the engineering didn't stop there. Some of the castle's most important systems were completely invisible. Beneath your feet, water was constantly moving through underground channels, stone drains, and carefully designed passageways. These systems carried water where it was needed and removed it where it wasn't. Without proper drainage, heavy rain could flood courtyards, damage buildings, turn walkways into mud, or contaminate valuable water supplies. Every drop mattered. Some castles may even have had hidden passages leading towards springs or rivers beyond the walls. Not every legend about secret tunnels is true, but a few genuine examples still survive today, revealing just how ingenious medieval engineers could be. Of course, none of these systems maintained themselves. Cisterns had to be cleaned, drains had to be cleared after storms, wells needed constant attention. A blocked channel or polluted water supply could become just as dangerous as the army waiting outside. When we think of medieval castles, we usually imagine towering walls, mighty gatehouses, massive stone towers. But one of their greatest strengths was almost completely invisible. Hidden beneath the stone was an engineering marvel, a network designed to collect the rain, reach deep underground, control the flow of water, and keep hundreds of people alive. It may not have looked as impressive as the castle itself, but without it, many medieval fortresses would never have survived.